Yo, what's up everybody? It's your name with travel and let's talk airlines. We all love to travel, right? Seeing new places, experiencing different cultures, it's incredible. But have you ever stopped to think about the massive operation behind every single flight? The thousands of moving parts, the intricate network, and yeah, the crazy costs involved in keeping those planes in the air? Today we're going deep, like really deep, into the world of aviation finance. We're gonna break down the economics of airlines, look at all the costs, and trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds. We're talking fuel, salaries, maintenance, the whole shebang. Get ready to have your mind blown because by the end of this video, you'll see airlines in a whole new light. First up, let's talk fuel, the lifeblood of any airline. We all know how much gas costs for our cars, right? Now imagine filling up a plane, and not just any plane, a jumbo jet that guzzles gallons like it's water. We're talking thousands of gallons per flight. The price of jet fuel is insane, and it's constantly fluctuating because of global events, political instability, you name it. It's like playing the stock market. But instead of buying low and selling high, airlines are constantly trying to predict fuel prices and lock in the best rates. And it's not just the price, it's the environmental impact too. Airlines are under immense pressure to reduce their carbon footprint, which means investing in sustainable aviation fuels, which are even more expensive. It's a delicate balancing act, trying to keep costs down while also being environmentally responsible. But hey, that's the challenge, right? Finding innovative solutions to complex problems. And you know me, I love a good challenge. So, next time you're at the pump complaining about gas prices, just remember the airlines are dealing with it on a whole other level. Now let's talk about the people who make it all happen. The heart and soul of any airline. Its employees. We're talking pilots, flight attendants, baggage handlers, mechanics, customer service reps. The list goes on and on. These are highly skilled professionals, and their expertise and dedication don't come cheap. Salaries, benefits, training, it all adds up, especially when you're talking about thousands of employees worldwide. And it's not just about the money, it's about creating a positive work environment, fostering a sense of community, and making sure employees feel valued and respected. Because happy employees mean happy customers, and happy customers mean a successful airline. It's all connected, you know? Okay, now let's talk about keeping these birds in tip-top shape. We're talking about aircraft maintenance, and trust me, this is not your average oil change. These planes are incredibly complex machines and they require constant inspection, repair, and overhaul. We're talking about highly trained mechanics working around the clock, using specialized tools and equipment to make sure every single component is in perfect working order. And it's not just about fixing things that break, it's about preventative maintenance, anticipating problems before they even arise. Because when it comes to aviation, safety is paramount. There's no room for error, no cutting corners, and all of this, the labor, the parts, the technology, it comes at a cost. But hey, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind knowing that you're flying on a safe and well-maintained aircraft. Now let's talk about how airlines get their hands on these massive flying machines. We're talking about aircraft acquisition, and it's a major financial decision. Think of it like buying a car, but on a much larger scale. Airlines have two main options. They can either buy the aircraft outright, which is a huge upfront investment, or they can lease them, which is like renting a car, but for a much longer period of time. Both options have their pros and cons, and airlines have to weigh their options carefully based on their financial situation, their route network, and their long-term strategy. It's a high-stakes game, but it's all part of the business of running an airline. Alright, so we've got our planes, they're fueled up, maintained, and ready to fly. But before they can take off, there are a whole bunch of fees and charges associated with air navigation. Think of it like driving a car on a toll road, but instead of paying tolls to use the roads, airlines have to pay fees to use the airspace, air traffic control services, and navigation facilities. These fees are collected by governments and air navigation service providers, and they're used to cover the costs of maintaining and operating the air traffic control system, which is essential for ensuring the safety and efficiency of air travel. It's a complex system, but it's a vital part of keeping the skies safe and organized. Now let's talk about a cost that's often overlooked. Depreciation. Just like cars, airplanes lose value over time. It's a gradual process, but it's a significant cost for airlines to absorb. The lifespan of an aircraft is typically around 25 to 30 years, and during that time, its value depreciates significantly. Airlines have to factor this depreciation into their costs, as they'll eventually need to replace older aircraft with newer, more fuel-efficient models. It's all about staying ahead of the curve and making smart investments for the future. Alright, let's talk about something we all hope we never have to use: insurance. Just like with cars or homes, airlines need insurance to protect themselves from financial losses. But we're not talking about your average fender bender here. We're talking about major incidents that could result in significant damage, injuries, or even loss of life. Airlines have to insure their aircraft, their passengers, their cargo, and their liability. And these insurance premiums are not cheap, but it's a necessary cost of doing business in such a high-risk industry. Now let's talk about how airlines get people to actually book flights: marketing and advertising. In today's digital age, airlines have to be incredibly savvy about how they reach their target audience. We're talking about online advertising, social media campaigns, email marketing, content marketing, influencer partnerships. The list goes on and on. Airlines are constantly competing for our attention, trying to convince us that their flights are the best value, the most comfortable, and the most convenient. It's a fierce battle for market share, and it requires significant investment in marketing and advertising. Alright, let's go behind the scenes and talk about the costs associated with running an airline that you might not think about. We're talking about utilities and facilities. Think about it. Airlines need massive amounts of electricity to power their operations, from lighting up hangars to running sophisticated computer systems. They also need water, heating, air conditioning, and all the other essential utilities that keep their facilities running smoothly. And let's not forget about the costs associated with leasing or owning office space, maintenance facilities, and other essential infrastructure. It all adds up, but it's all part of the cost of doing business. Finally, let's talk about the little things that can make a big difference in the passenger experience: catering and amenities. We're talking about everything from the food and drinks served on board to the blankets, pillows, and entertainment options that help make our flights more comfortable. Now, the quality of these amenities can vary widely depending on the airline and the class of service. But regardless of the level of luxury, providing these extras comes at a cost to the airline. It's all about finding the right balance between providing a pleasant and enjoyable experience for passengers while also keeping costs in check. So there you have it, a glimpse into the complex and fascinating world of airline costs. From the fuel that powers our flights to the snacks we enjoy at 30,000 feet, every aspect of the aviation industry comes with a price tag. But here's the thing, airlines are businesses, and like any business, they need to make a profit to survive. That means carefully managing costs, optimizing operations, and finding ways to stay ahead of the competition. It's a constant balancing act, but it's what allows us to experience the wonder of flight and connect with people and places all over the world. So next time you're jetting off on an adventure, take a moment to appreciate the incredible effort and resources that go into getting you there. Stay tuned for more insights into the fascinating world of aviation.